Hello, and welcome to Saturday, August the 16th. I've been doing some stuff, which is why now that I'm finally sitting down, Minx is wanting attention. So I saw this, well, I guess I looked at the store the other night to see what kind of shelving we had, because I wanted a shelf to put over in that corner to just do something with, but I wanted it up off the floor in case there was ever a leak again, and I don't want to have to throw out anything again because it got ruined because of water and my carpet having a bunch of mold in it, which was fun. We didn't really have anything. We didn't really have much of anything that I could see necessarily, or anything that was cheap enough that I wanted to invest in it, I suppose. So I decided to look on Amazon, and I found this shoe rack for like $25. Now let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shelves. In other words, I bought it. And it was $25, and I thought, from the look of it, and I got the one that was double sided, because there was one that was like half the size of this one, which I could get the one that's half size and put it in that corner, because there's still some extra space in that corner. I guess it would be kind of hard to see something shoved back in that corner though, but especially if you got too far down. But but yes, this shelf, because I thought if it's big enough for shoes, it'll be big enough for Funko Pops. That was my idea, and it was only $25 to get the double-sided one, or the one that was twice the length. So actually, I think, oh shit, I'm gonna fall over. I can actually show you this while still being plugged into the wall. I'll just drag that with me. So here we go. Look at this. I have some Pops displayed. I had to figure out which ones I wanted to put in here. Of course, there has to be the Power Ranger ones, my Planeteers and Dolly and Reba, Superstore, Golden Girls, and there's actually some behind here. I mainly used it for storage back there because there was, you can put them too deep, and I thought, well, they're not really getting seen in a pile in the other room anyway. So I figured you could display some here, or display some and store some back behind everything. I never realized how goddamn many X-Men Pops there were, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves of X-Men, and then a Gremlin, and then Schitt's Creek, and the Moon Man and Slappy, the dummy guy. And now I actually do have to unplug you from the wall, because I'm going to take you over here in the corner. And now it's kind of dark back here, but I put some here along the edge as well. My slushy ones. This is getting too dark. You can't really see these. But there's Beetlejuice. And he's way too dark. That's the other Colossus. There's 2 different Colossuses. This is, and then here on the side, which is a lot easier to see if you stand over here, I've got the amber, the amber-looking T-Rex and Cheshire Cat, Cherry Coke, the Creeper, it just adjusted, and okay. Toy Soldier, I don't know, it's too dark, I can't remember what that one was. Moon Pie? Is that the Moon Pie? And then a couple of oh my god. See, now my brain's slowing down. Garbage Pail Kids. I think, do I have a frickin' thing over here? No, I took it in the other room with me. That's a shame. I do have my phone, though. Of course, I'm charging my phone, but because I was like, some of these I was you know, scanning them into the app. Now you can see those guys a little bit better as I'm going up here. And now he might actually glow in the dark because I have light on him. Let me turn the light off real quick. Boom. No, that's rude. Okay, but maybe you can see these. Let me zoom out as well. Yeah, I've never watched that show, but she just looks badass. And that I actually won from Geico. I got a... you played a game every day or something, or opened a card every day or something. I can't remember. And I ended up getting one of them, though it's not the gold one. He's the one that's worth the most money, obviously, because he's the one that you could only win through the contest at the end, where they pulled, you know, certain people's numbers or whatever. There's Beetlejuice, and there's the other Colossus, and then there's, oh, see, Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham's back there. But yeah, I don't know how well you can see back in there. You can't. They're very tight. I had to, you know, maybe kind of shove them in there a little bit, but not. Yeah, I'm a collector. I did it carefully, you know. So, but there's actually, yeah, some just kind of basically stored back behind there, so that you know, they just, yes, hello. Wow, sentences are getting difficult apparently. Here, but I was able to clean out all of the space, because you can probably see on the floor where there's all these little spots. That's where pops were piled up, and now I just have this little pile here. All the rest of them are in the closet, and I can't show you because I just stacked. I mean, I could pull those back out and show you, but you know, no big deal. And I did stack these movies up over here because they were over here. But to get the door open, I had to move them, and then now they're stacked there. I was able to put a thing or two in there as well once I got all the pops out. And the idea behind this is, Mom needed a chair in here to sit and like put her socks and shoes on and stuff. So I wanted to be able to get a chair in here, and I realized the first step was getting all of this shit out of the way so that I could, you know, come in here. And one of these days, you know, I need to, okay, that's all part of the plan. All of these movies, all the movies in the other room, because my first thought was that chair over in the corner back there, the one with all my shit sitting on it that I used to sit in over at the house, I would put that one in there for her. But then I remembered I have this chair here in my bedroom, which, as you can see, look, it's the Red Lobster balloon. I still have it. Somebody asked me it might have been Nick when he was here, if I still had that Red Lobster balloon. Yes, I do. It's just in here because I have nowhere to hang it. But there's a chair back here, so it's like I could put this chair in the guest room and, you know, then bring that chair in here, maybe. I don't know. I have decisions, I suppose, to make on that. But I realized, like I said, the first step was getting all of those pops out of the way. Yes, I know. Maybe I don't know. What? What did you say to me? I don't know. Something about something. No, we're good. We're good. I was plugging it back in so that it didn't die on me. Don't die on me, man. Don't die on me. So, I've been doing a little bit of stuff today while I had my stories on in the background. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's what I've been up to today, other than a little bit of back and forth with Mom and Sean, trying to figure out the vacation a little bit more. Still trying to figure out which way through Wisconsin and Iowa we're going to come back down from up north. So, been doing some important stuff today. I did something. Oh, I watched a movie. I went to see Weapons last night. I was going, going to go see it opening weekend, but Marilee was going to go, so I waited for her, and then she ended up not going. She was at one point she thought it was going to be too scary. She'd seen stuff on TikTok where people were talking about how scary it was. But then she was going to go, but then she's like, well, I might be sleeping, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. I just went by my damn self. You know. So I did that. There was one day this week that, I was going to walk to work, and it was I would walk to Parks and Rec. And it was kind of funny. Because Charles wasn't there. He's the guy I usually mow with. And I was kind of like, it was one of those mornings where I got home like at 7:30, and I'm like, I could just throw on my Parks and Rec clothes and head out the door and make it there on time. But I'm like, if I'm like half an hour late, I guess it doesn't really matter. Because I was thinking I had to walk. So I left about 7, or about 8 o'clock, maybe a little after 8 o'clock, maybe. I can't remember, a few minutes. But I got as far as the office over there, and I got a text from Mallory saying, we're here. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I'll be there in a minute, because I had to come back. But luckily I didn't get too far. So, and she hadn't thought to tell me, that they were on their way, or they were going to be picking me up that morning. So I know sometimes they get busy, and they're used to Charles, picking me up. So, they don't necessarily think about like, oh, we gotta go get Jason or whatever, which is fine. I understand it happens. So, they didn't tell me they were coming to pick me up, and then. But like I said, luckily I hadn't gotten too far anyway. So, and I did do some mowing this week, obviously, and I got to mow the trail out at the soccer field, which I had never done before. But I do have footage of that, and I will put it at the end. And that same day, it was very Hitchcockian, because it's like, there were all these birds. Like, I know sometimes birds will follow me around as I'm mowing, because, they're looking for what I'm, digging up, or they look for worms or whatever, or crumbs or whatever, seed. But that day there was a whole bunch of birds that were flying around me. So I also have a clip of that I will put at the end of the video, for y'alls. But yeah, so enjoy that. I think that's pretty much it from what I can remember that I was going to say this week. But it's a week. What are you gonna do? And now it's the weekend. After I got home from the movie last night, I was a little bit sweaty, so I just kind of I didn't feel sweaty enough that I had to take a shower or anything like I did the last time I got home. Oh my god, I was like drenched when I got home. Whatever movie it was that I don't know if it was that Fantastic Four day, or I think it might have been when I went to watch Fantastic Four and I Know What You Did Last Summer, because I think it was the week before that I went to watch Superman. But I dried off, and then I ended up laying down in bed to relax and play my game, and then I fell asleep until like 9. It was 9 o'clock this morning. I got home. The movie didn't start until 10, so I was walking home about 12:30 this morning, last night, however you want to say it, So I think I was maybe home around 1. I don't know, but I woke up because the alarm to take my Eliquis went off, so I was like, oh. And then I just kind of got up, and I've been up ever since. But now, as you can tell, maybe starting to fade. So perhaps I should answer this week's question, which is, I'm not as far along in this book as I thought that I would be by now. I don't know. I guess I did bad math, because I thought that this would. There's 99 questions. How many weeks are there in a year? I don't know. I don't remember the Rent song, but Yeah, I kind of thought I'd be further along in this book than I am. But I mean, because it's August, so, and I haven't missed a week. I don't know. I'm just bad at math, so let's not ask questions. Other than the question that is, if you could be any animal, which animal would you want to be? If I could be any animal, which animal would I want to be? You might think I'm going to say raccoon, wouldn't you? But no, I think I would want to be some kind of bird, you know? You could fly up over everything. You know, flying sounds pretty cool. You know, just to be up there without fear. I mean, I assume they don't have any fear, but they don't seem to around here. But so I think, you know, I would be some kind of bird. I don't necessarily know that I would be particular about what kind of bird that I would want to be. Not that I can think of. I mean, parrots are really pretty. Macaws, whatever. I don't actually know if a parrot and a macaw are the same thing. I don't know. I don't know the science behind it, whatever. But I think I would want to be one that's like in the rainforest. No, you know. Like, not, I mean, I guess being somebody's pet would be fine. It'd be taken care of, for sure. But maybe not a whole lot of flying done. And, you know, I mean, maybe not. I feel like there might be more if I was a wild bird, not just a pet, you know. So, but then, of course, there's, you know, the birds around here, like the cardinals and the blue jays. You know, I could be a blue jay. Blue is my favorite color. But yeah. Some kind of bird. I don't know. Flight sounds neat. Just be able to do that. Though I guess if you're a bird, maybe you don't appreciate it. You just maybe think everybody flies. I don't know. But who knows? I do have an Uncrustable over here that I sat here hours ago. But that's good because now it's good and thawed out. So I can eat that, because I had one and I'm like, that's pretty good, I'm going to have another one of those. And then I sat it here and it's, you know, thawed out, which is fine. That's what they're supposed to do. But yes, other than that, I might get some other food. I had a little thing of noodles earlier, but my tummy's already grumbly again, so I was like, maybe I'll get some actual food first, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah. That's that, I suppose. And as I said, here's a couple of bonus clips for you to check out, to enjoy, potentially, possibly. And I'll see you for when I see you. I've never mowed this trail before, so new territory. Think it's this way? I don't know. Guess I'll find out. I've also got a lot of birds flying around me today.